morning. All right, so we have been working on division in our classroom, and yesterday we started double-digit divisors with multi-digit dividends. So let's review. We know when we're dividing, we are breaking up a number into equal parts, and we know that division is repeated subtraction, and we also know that division is the inverse of multiplication. Last week we started with breaking apart our dividend into groups based on our divisor. But that method, as we get into bigger numbers, is no longer efficient. So here is another method that is visual. This is called the area model method. This is a version of the area model method that we are working with. So we're going to take the number 6,895, and we are going to divide this guy by 21. And let's review. Our first number is our dividend. Our second number is our divisor. And our answer to our division problem is called our quotient. I like to start off with a math fact bank. We've been working on multiplying numbers by tens, hundreds, and thousands. So with our math fact bank, we're going to take our divisor, 21, and we're going to start with 21 times 1 equals 21. Then we're going to do 21 times 2, my mistake, sorry, 21 times 10 equals 210. And as a review, we know that because when we're multiplying by 10, it shifts our place value over one spot. So our 2 is no longer in the tens place representing 20, it is now in the hundreds place representing 100. And then we're also going to do 21 times 100, which shifts our 2 from the hundreds place value. So it's no longer worth 200, it's now worth 2,000. And our answer is 2,100. Let's go ahead and do 21 times 2. I know 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. We're going to do the same thing with the tens and the hundreds, but instead of it saying 10, it's going to be 20. So 21 times 20 is going to be 420. And then we're going to do 21 times 200, which equals 4,200. We can go further with this, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and stick with this. We're going to go ahead and draw out our area model, which is just a big box, a big rectangular box. You stick your divisor on top, so 21. In the corner, I like to place a multiplication sign because it helps me remember that this is my divisor. I'm multiplying it by the number I multiplied, it goes on the side, and then we'll put our answers inside the box. Now we know that division is repeated subtraction, and that we are pulling it out of our divisors. So we're going to set up that subtraction problem. We're going to start with 6,895 minus. I want to look at my math fact bank, and I want to get my math fact that is as close to my dividend as possible. We could have gone farther, but we stopped. So my largest math fact is 21 times 200. So 21 times, and on the side of your box, you're going to go ahead and put 200. And I like to put an equal sign right here. It equals 4,200. Draw a line. You don't have to draw the line. I just like to do it because it keeps it organized. All right, let's go ahead and go 4,200 and subtract 5, 9, 6, and 2. I'm left with 2,695 from my dividend because we've already taken out 4,200. We're going to take out another piece of that. So I look at my math fact bank over here, and I find my math fact that gets me as close to 2,695 as possible. And that would be 21 times 100. So 21 times 100. I want to urge you to keep your numbers lined up. That place value is so important. So we're going to go 2,100 and draw a line again. We're going to subtract 2,100. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. 6 minus 1 is 5. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So I'm left with 595. I look at my math fact bank once again, and I notice that 21 times 20 equals 420. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. 21 times 20. Once again, keep that place value lined up. So important. And this equals 420. And in this box, I'm also keeping my place value lined up. Subtract 420. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 5 minus 4 is 1. I'm left with 175. Now I look at my math facts and I have 21 times 10 is 210. That's too big. So I'm going to go ahead and go up and add to my math fact bank. So let's do 21 times 3. 21 times 3. And sometimes you're going to have to add to your math fact bank, and that's okay. 21 times 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 20 is 60. That doesn't get me too close to the 175, so let's go ahead and go one more up. 21 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 20 is 80. That got me pretty close, but we still have a pretty big distance. So let's go 21 times 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 20 is 100. So we're at 105. I'm going to stop there. So 21 times 5 equals 105. Draw your line, subtract 105. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 0 is, or I should 70 minus 0 is 70, and 100 minus 100 is 0. I'm left with 70. I look back at my math fact bank, and we did do a little bit of work. 21 times 3 equals 63. So 21 times 3 equals 63. You notice all of my place values are lined up. We're going to go ahead and subtract 63. Oh no, we're left with a 0 in our ones place on our 70. You can't take 3 from 0. So we're going to have to regroup. So let's go ahead and borrow from our tens place. My 70 now becomes a 60. And then we really have 10 ones is what we're saying. So 10 ones minus 3 is 7. And then 6 minus 6 is 0, or I should say 60 minus 60 is 0. I look, 7. I don't have a math fact in my math fact bank that is at 7. So I look, is my 7 smaller than my divisor? Oh my gosh, it really is smaller. I'm going to go ahead and circle that guy. This guy becomes my remainder, and really this guy is a fraction. Oh, we have a fraction. So this is my remainder. And if I want to write my remainder as a fraction, it's really 7 pieces out of 21. So 7 out of 21. We know we haven't done fractions yet, but we'll find out that we can actually reduce that. So now I need to find out my quotient. I have my remainder. It seems like I've jumped way far ahead. This is the easiest part. All you have to do, draw a line and add all of this up on the side. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 3. I have an 8 in my ones place. And then I go down my tens place, and I have a 2 in my tens place, which stands for 20. And then in my hundreds place, I have a 2 and a 3, which stands for 300. So we have an answer. Our quotient is 328 with a remainder of 7/21. 7/21. So now how do we check that our work is correct? Well, that's the easy part. All you've been doing this, adding your answers up in here. So I'm going to check my work. Check. We always want to check. That proves that our answer is right, and we will ace a test. So I add up these numbers right here. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 plus 3. I have an 8. I'm going to put a little plus sign right here. 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus 6. I have another 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 1 more is 8. And then we have 4 plus 2 is 6. I have 6,888. Oh my goodness, that does not match my dividend. What did I do wrong? That's right, we had a remainder, so you have to add your remainder in. So go ahead and add that remainder in. 8 plus 7, I know 8 and 8 is 16, so this is 15. Carry your 1 over, that becomes a 9, 8, and 6. And does my answer match my dividend? It absolutely does. I know I've done this correctly now. Thank you for joining me.